Hello people, this is Mark from Courage Change Works. I hope that you're well. Guys, I'm going to give you a short list, about 9, maybe 10 things that the narcissist absolutely hates. Now, these things for, shall I say, normal people are not a big deal. We take it in our stride. We'll deal with these things. We will be proactively involved in trying to correct the issue for feeling these particular emotions and behavioral traits, and we will try and improve on the situation. However, for the narcissist, it's a different ballgame. It is feelings and emotions that they try and shun away. And other of these words I'm going to bring to you and issues is they will flat out reject, deny, and run away from him because of its direct threat to the kind of image that the narc has about themselves. So let's have a look at these words. Commitment. Narcissists hate commitment. Now, I was married for 22 years to a narcissist. Now, you might say, but Mark, how on earth do they hate commitment if you've been married for such a long period of time? Here's the caveat. Yes, we were married for 22 years, but we were in fact only married for about maybe 2 years, 3 years. The rest of the time was not marriage. It was more like torture. And the facade of being married is what happened for the balance of the time. And when things didn't go the way of the narc, I got punished and penalized and segregated and separated from everybody that was close and important to me. So yes, whilst I was wearing the wedding band for all that time, being faithful to my commitments up to the point where things just got so bad and so out of control that there was very other choice at the time. At least that's what I thought there was to do. But it's not just that commitment. So the narc has to have control and power and dominance in any relationship. So when it comes down to marital, sexual, financial, parental, social commitments, it has to comply with the agenda of the narc. So there's no commitment unless it feeds the narc's agenda. So when you find that your commitments are biased, one-sided, you're in a narc relationship. 2, they hate responsibility. They would much rather play the blame game. It is your fault for me doing XYZ. It can't be my fault because I'm in power, I'm in control, I'm the one that has to be right, I'm the one that makes the decisions, I'm the one that does this. And when they fail at something or they mess up on a particular thing, it is always the other person's fault. They will never take responsibility for their own failures. So there's another one. Even now, I mean, I've been separated now for 18 months nearly, and I still get blamed for the decisions that she made, because it was my fault, because I was working and trying to bring stability in the house. So her chaotic behavior was my fault. Interesting. 3, narcs hate insults. Now, insults is the gunshot that will shatter their image. And as soon as you insult a Narc, it just basically tells them that they are not who they think they are. In the real world, they are just another person doing another thing. And as soon as you insult them, it pegs them down somewhat and brings them closer to the place of reality. And Narcs will do whatever they can to avoid insults, even to the point where they will use the insult to batter you with. Because who are you to even dare insult a Narc or make them look like something that they're not by stating simple truths and simple facts, and thereby insulting them as people, as parents, as colleagues, whatever the case might be. So they hate insults. They are hypersensitive to it. It is like an insult hurts them more than it does sort of the Joe average person. So if you really want to hurt a Narc, throw an insult every now and again and watch the pain just excruciatingly move throughout their soul. Be aware of backlash on that one though. But insults are really, really bad for the Narc. Shame is very similar. They don't like to feel shame. In fact, to get a Narc to understand shame really means they've got to become real. And they can't do that because of this hyperbolic kind of persona that they've got about themselves, this grandiose image. So for them to go, oh crumbs, I feel ashamed about something that I've done. If you can get to that place, you've done very well. Because the Narc will say, it wasn't my fault. No, I don't feel ashamed. It was you who did this. Narcs don't feel guilt. And sometimes people get confused between guilt and shame. Where guilty is, I've been proven wrong. And then I feel ashamed as a result of that. A Narc doesn't do that at all. It's something that they will run away from at whatever cost they possibly can muster up. Another thing that they hate is this lack of admiration. See, because of their grandiose image of themselves, as soon as you disregard that and just see them as just another person, they can't stand that. Because for you to admire their achievements, admire them as people, you're basically blowing air on their fire to keep them going. And as soon as you withdraw your admiration of them as people, their achievements, whatever, it basically deflates that image. And that's a big no-no in the eyes of the Narc. Very, very interesting. It means that they are no longer the center of attention. And that is something that is really important to the Narc. They have to be the center of attention. So by deflating that image of them, basically pops their bubble and moves them from that grandiose place to a standard human being. Narcs lie, and they are exquisite liars. They are incredibly manipulative. They are incredibly convincing in their lies. However, when you call them out on their lies, when you prove to them that they've lied, they will find so many excuses and justifications for that lie or set of lies. Because they don't want to show their weaknesses that they've told a lie. Because they've got to be right. They've got to be in control. And by lying, they manipulate and control things around about them. I often refer to the behavior of the Narc as there's calm in the eye of the storm where everything else is in chaotic. It's orchestrators of chaos, as I often refer to them as. And lying is one of those tools that they use to manipulate and control and confuse. Gaslighting, in other words. So when you call out a Narc, make sure you've got your evidence. because you will get challenged, because who the hell are you to challenge me on my truthful facts according to my agenda? And when you can prove to them, then there will be backlash and you will hear another set of lies coming through. So be aware. Narcissists with the attitude of they've always got to be in control. They've got to be in power. What they do is they try and at work and in society, they will always try and climb the status ladder to the positions of influence. Thereby, they can exhibit their natural controlling attributes. But this time they can justify it because it's my position at work that allows me to do these things, and I see that we need to do the other, or whatever the case might be. So you'll never find a narc in a lower position in work. They will always have to be the boss, the supervisor, the duty manager, the CEO, or whatever the case might be. They always have to be in a place where they can make the decisions and you just have to comply. And it doesn't matter who they stamp on to get there. They just have to. Number 8. They hate feeling remorse. Now, you and I as normal people, we experience this thing called remorse, and then we do something about it. We adjust, we correct, we fix up, whatever the case might be, the relationships and the reasons why we feel remorse. For the narcissist, however, it is a sign of weakness. You must be weak to feel these things. Only weak people do them. This kind of stuff. So a narcissist will never ever find a place of remorse in their behavior, their thinking, what they say, etc. They can't do it. It's not in their vocabulary. Likewise, gratitude is the other thing that they can't exhibit. They can never say thank you. They can't seem to accept the fact that we are all interdependent and we all rely on each other for different things, for different reasons, because they are in control. So by saying thank you for stuff that other people do for them is a real big issue for them. It's a weakness for them. The caveat there is sometimes the narc will go out and ask for that kind of help, purely to use it as a means to bully, manipulate, control, blackmail, because then it plays to their agenda. So yes, they can ask, but they're not necessarily grateful for it. It's not something that they do naturally. It's a bit uncomfortable for them. They have to be self-sufficient in that regard. So it's a big issue for them. And then the other one is death. Everybody is going to die at some point. But the thing about death is we don't know when it's going to come. So therefore you've got to live your life in the best way you possibly can. And for the narcissist means I'm out of control because I can't control the time of my demise. And they fear the prospect of dying. And that's part of the reason why they always have to be in control, because they can't stand being out of control. And by that I mean controlling. And death, of course, is the most permanent thing that we can't control. We just simply don't know when our days are up. Most people embrace death as a place of freedom from all this pain and suffering, and it comes to an end. For the narc, however, mentally it's more of a torture. So there you go. 9, 10, I can't remember now, little things that the narcissist absolutely hates. Things they can't admit, can't succumb to. I hope this has helped you a little bit. And when you recognize traits in the relationships that you have, in line with some of these things that I've just mentioned, there's many more, of course, but these are the most obvious ones. If you found this to be helpful, please like and share and subscribe. When you pick the little bell, pick the all section, so all the videos that we get will be uploaded to you, or you'll be notified about them in the normal ways. But for now, this is Mark from Colors Change Works, and I'll speak to you soon.